Hello, New Wave of British Heavy Metal.com here today. It's the 17th of September 2022. As usual, before we get into the video, if I could ask a favour, and that's if you would please subscribe to the channel, that'd be marvellous. Every subscriber helps and is appreciated, so please click the button if you would. That'd be excellent. Okie doke. Today, Blitzkrieg, right? Blitzkrieg going all the way back to 1980 and the you know when the New Wave of British Heavy Metal was everywhere. Blitzkrieg were part of that, formed in 1980, and they did have a style well suited to what Nawabum was all about. Crunching, no nonsense, riff based, in your face heaviness. Now back then they didn't start out in a too promising way, I suppose is one way to put it, because although they formed in 1980, they did split around about a year later. And released just one solitary single, and that seemed to be it. But guitarist Brian Ross, not a man to be deterred, he put together a reformed lineup in 1984, and that coincided with a swinging upturn, an upturn, I guess you could call it, and things started to look a bit more rosy for Blitzkrieg. And that came in interest from legendary New Wave of British Heavy Metal based label Neat Records. You could number of Nawabum bands were on that label, and that saw a debut album, A Time of Changes, appearing in 1985. But then Blitzkrieg appeared to disappear. That made sense, didn't it? Anyway, they went in a puff of smoke, and a decade passed. The whole 10 years passed before the next album appeared, which was Unholy Trinity in 1995. And then all of a sudden the band got prolific, I guess is a word you could use there. And a follow-up album appeared a year later, 1 year, not 10, just one, in 1996, and that album was called 10. And all that early stuff, all those early albums, good old solid New Wave of British Heavy Metal style heaviness, a lot to write home about, all good stuff. Can't go wrong with it, really. But then 1998 came along, and the band had a bit of a change of direction, I guess is one way to put it. The album was called Mists of Avalon, and it was more akin to sort of like symphonic proggy heavy metal, I guess you could call it, and a concept album around the legend of King Arthur. Well, the clue's in the title there, isn't it, really? Mists of Avalon. But that works well. That worked well as well. I'm reckon, coming out with some bizarre terminology today. And Blitzkrieg have remained active pretty much ever since, popping up regularly with new albums. The most recent of which was in 2018, and there was an EP in 2019. But now, just a few days ago, an excellent 5 CD box set came out of Blitzkrieg's early stuff, and that is entitled, the Complete Recordings Volume 1, 1980 to 1988. So it does take into account and feature those early albums up to and including Mists of Avalon. And with it being called Volume 1, perhaps is a hint there that we might get some more stuff as well later. But this 5 CD box set is, it's really good stuff, all that early stuff. We get A Time of Changes with some bonus tracks, and they include a 1980 demo tape, and also the solitary single as well from back then. We've got the Blitzed Alive demo cassette, which is CD2, and there's quite a bit on there that would eventually turn up on the debut album. We've got Unholy Trinity, 10, and Mists of Avalon. So all that stuff between 1980 and 1998. Excellently put together, as these box sets tend to be. Lots to listen to, lots to either rediscover or discover if you remember Blitzkrieg from the old days like I do, or you just like good solid heavy metal. You can't go wrong with this. And who knows, had it not been for those periods of inactivity way back then, Blitzkrieg might have enjoyed a little bit more success perhaps, but never mind. This box set's an excellent demonstration of what Blitzkrieg were all about between 1980 and 1988. Check out the post-88 stuff as well. Who knows, so we might get that in a box set subsequently, but until then, 5 CDs, box set, value for money, solid stuff. Do check it out. As always, I'll put a link in the description underneath the video to the box set on Amazon so you can read a little bit more about it there. And as always, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Oh, please subscribe before you go, and of course, do take care.